back to the show. My name is KACHI OFFIAH, and as you can tell, KACHI OFFIAH loves to have a good time. And that's exactly what we do here on Arise 360. So, speaking about, the biggest song right now, the most Shazam song in the world, it is #1, on the Nigerian charts on Apple Music. It is doing so good. Ameno Amapiano by Goya Ameno. That brief conversation where we spoke about hyping or being an artist, he says it's a little bit of both. But let's go back to that hype conversation, which is becoming a mainstay within the Nigerian entertainment scene. We have a lot of people doing this, keeping our parties lit and making sure we're having the best time at our concerts. Well, joining me on Arise 360 right now is by far one of the biggest in the industry and the longest to actually do this, an actual hype man. He goes by the name Shody.
Hey, you already know. The GOAT is in the building.
You see, he's already hyping. You're already doing it.
I'm just talking, man.
Nah, boy, okay, so first things first, yeah? Mm-hmm. What is hype? What is hyping?
Okay, so basically, a hype man is an informal MC. Let's put it that way.
Okay.
Right? So you are the link between the artist, the DJ, and the crowd. Mm-hmm. Right? So when you are in a nightclub, you are at a wedding after party, you are at a birthday party, you are at a concert, right? There always has to be that person who keeps the energy going from start to finish. Mm-hmm. If you pay for a concert, you pay 25,000 naira regular tickets, right? Mm-hmm. And you sit down, there's a lot of chaos going on backstage and all of the artists trying to get ready and all of that. There needs to be something going on, keeping people going, keeping that energy up, pending for when the main artist comes out. So that is the main job of the hype man. The show must always go on.
But I would say, what is it that a hype man does that an MC cannot do?
Okay, first of all, as an MC, you're just talking, you're introducing people from backstage and all of that. Mm-hmm. As a hype man, you are engaging the crowd.
So you gotta dance, you gotta vibe, and all of that.
People have different styles.
Okay.
I like to dance, right?
Yeah.
So that's my style, right? I dance, I engage people, I take people back, remind them of classic songs, remind them of songs from when they were growing up. So it's more like a give and take, right? So I tell you something, you say back to me. So it's a show. You're entertaining people. That's the idea of hyping, right? And then the DJ, if the DJ is just playing music, it's kind of boring. So you need some, in Yoruba it's called ajasa. Just something light, just some garnishing. That's what hyping is about.
Love it. So the relationship between the hype man and the DJ, I'm guessing, is very important.
Very, very.
How so?
Very, very. So I'll tell you something. I've worked with a lot of DJs, right? But there's some DJs that I work with that the second I say one thing, they know what I want them to play next. So it's like clockwork. So imagine maybe I'm doing an a cappella of Fireboy's Peru, right? I probably expect you to play another big 2021 song, right?
Yeah.
Straight up, not go and play me some Pasuma or something. Don't take me completely left, right? So it's, and you have to know your crowd, right? If maybe I'm doing a concert for maybe like the Ote community, right? There's certain songs you have to play for them to get them lit. But if I go to the Agege Stadium, it's a different vibe entirely.
Yeah.
You play like I don't know, maybe like a song on Thames' album that only your tickets will know.
Vibe.
They'll be looking at you like,
who is this guy?
What you say? But let them just hear Zazu. It's done. So you have to study your crowd.
Yeah.
Give them the right type of energy. And that's it.
But I tell you this, Shody, I've been partying a couple of times and I found a lot of hype men, no disrespect, because I really respect what you do.
Yeah.
Incredibly loud, some of them incredibly lousy, and others incredibly disrespectful. So loud in the sense that I'm trying to vibe to, Amen on my piano, and instead of me hearing chilling with the big boys, some dude is just going, you want to chill. If you're a single lady, small, this thing, they shake. So, I'm like, dude, I'm trying to just vibe here. Could you give me a break? And then someone lousy in the sense that, they do not know how to phrase what they want to say. It comes off really derogatory, especially to females. The guys are always the ballers. The ladies are always the people looking for the guys who are the ballers.
I'll tell you something. First of all, I'm not a club hype man, right? The only time you see me hype at a club is if a brand is bringing me there, or so I put myself on a premium level where I'm only doing concerts. I'm doing maybe if it's a club anniversary and it's a special night. So first of all, you never hear me saying, oh, so-and-so is doing 5 bottles, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, though.
Nah, that's not me.
Is that hype, though?
It is hype. It's part of the entertainment, right? But like I said, there's levels to it, right?
Okay.
So in a nightclub, the people who come out, they want to pop bottles and they want to hear themselves, being heard and all of that. Like, something money, 30 bottles, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Nah.
Yeah.
My job is to make sure everybody is having a good time in the club and the DJ is staying 100. Because sometimes DJs get tired. You're on set, you're playing for 3-4 hours. So the hype man actually keeps the DJ going like, let's go. Sometimes I can go and be like, yo, we've been playing Yankee music too much. Let's go to Jand. Let's come back to Nigeria. Let's give them classics. Do you understand what I mean? So there's actually different types of hype men. You have the club hype men.
Okay.
You have the wedding after party hype men who they specialize in doing wedding after parties.
Why? Why is that a specialty?
So because for wedding after parties, aside from just hyping and all of that, you have to do like games. So it's more or less like you're a host and a hype man as well. So there's a difference to it. Right?
Okay.
There's hype men who do concerts. Right? It's a different thing when you're in a club of about 50, 100 people. When you're standing in front of 10,000 people, it's a different ballgame entirely. One wrong move and someone could throw you a bottle of water. Do you get what I mean?
Are you kidding?
Yeah.
No way.
So I mean, that's basically what it is. So there's levels to it, and the hype men who are only good for hyping for artists. You know, when artists are on stage and then there's a hype man hyping them. But then if you leave them and say, okay, hold this crowd for 2 hours. You're like, yeah. What you say? So you have to know where you stand, right? I mean, I've been doing this for 11 years. I started as a hype man for artists. Like I said, I used to do stuff with the Prince and Dr. Sid.
Yeah.
Shout out to Sunday Area for putting me on back in the day. And then I started doing stuff for an alcoholic brand. So we would go on tour all over the country. I did that for years. So like that, you grow into it. So a lot of people think, hyping just started 2 years ago, 3 years ago. Nah. Major shout out to, all the people in the game, Special Spesh, Jimmy, Dotun, Ben Foster, these are people who have been doing this for years. But I'm happy now that it's gotten to a point where people are starting to realize that, these guys are equally as important as the artists and as the DJs. And they know, okay, you need to take care of them properly. You need to make sure that they have what they need when they're on stage. I drink a lot of water when I'm on stage.
You don't drink alcohol?
I do drink alcohol, but just a little when I'm working, because I like to be sane when I'm on stage.
That's essential.
Yeah.
So what I noticed is, especially with some of the new hype men that are coming up, the likes of the Sheye Banks, the Dada Boys, the Toby Shang, there's this thing where they're now actually like trying to put out their own music, and then you're also seeing a lot of DJs who are now doubling as hype men. So these are two separate conversations.
Yeah.
Hype men releasing songs, is that a thing now? Goya Meno's song, he said it's a hype song, but it's also like a rap song, but it is a hype song,
So the thing is this, I'll say new school hype men, right? I feel like most of them are artists who just felt like, you know what, I can hype as well. Let me do this, right? And because social media, is where everything is at now. It's no longer the era of, I need to go to the radio station to plug in my music. I need to go to the TV station. I need to go to the online websites. I need to go to Alaba before my song is heard. All you need to do is put out your content, 2-3 retweets, and trust me, you wake up tomorrow morning, you never know what is going to hit and what's not going to hit. So you never know. That's really what it is. And when you see that something works, you run with it.
Yeah.
It's the same way as comedy and, the guys who do skits on Instagram. There's two different things. Because you are a good Instagram skit maker doesn't mean you're good live.
On stage, stand up. That is such a conversation. But then for the DJs who are now doubling, is it like, okay, so we don't have enough hype men, so we're going to do this? Or how does that work?
So there's some hype men who, off camera, we spoke about something about having good vocabulary, good diction, and being able to think smart and knowing your music. So people like DJ Obi, DJ Lambo, they can easily DJ and hype at the same time. Right? Because it's something they know how to do. Some other DJs don't even want to talk, they just want to play. Like Consequence, you never see Consequence carrying a mic. He's just like, yo, do your thing, bro. Let me just play. So it's if you can do it. So, and I always tell DJs, like, don't do more than yourself. If you can do it, do it. If you cannot do it, stay in your lane. But people are like, let me try. So that's what
if you're going to say 5 things that, that makes the job difficult, that makes being a hype man just like, yo, what's going on? What would those be?
So for concerts, what I would say is backstage, I always tell them, it's always in my rider, I only speak to one person. I don't want no sponsor coming to tell me, oh, you need to do this. Sound person coming to tell me another thing. The backstage manager is coming to tell me another thing. So imagine if maybe Davido is meant to come on, and then apparently maybe Peruzzi is meant to come on before him, and then I've been told, oh, Davido is the one coming up, and I'm just about to announce. I've already like built the crowd for Davido. He goes, oh no, it's Peruzzi.
Yeah.
It throws you off. It's
That's
pretty
true.
annoying, right? Secondly, I mean, there's a lot of stuff.
I
There's
know,
a lot of stuff.
because
There's
I
a
didn't
lot
even
of stuff.
expect you to say this. How seriously do we take hyping though in Nigeria?
Well, it wasn't something people used to take seriously, but you know the thing is this, it's about how you carry your brand. It's not even about just you being a hype man. And this is general for entertainers, right? Me personally, the way I carry my brand is different. So they know, oh, it showed you, let's do what he wants.
Yeah.
Let's, because they know that there's a certain way I work and a certain way I like to work. But when you go, it's the way you present yourself, dress the way you want to be addressed.
Yeah.
It's the way you present yourself, like, oh, let me just, no, there's no let me just, are you ready or not? When you're ready, we'll do it properly. So that's how it is. So you get that respect when you treat yourself and your craft with respect.
But females in the industry, like, I don't get to see so much of. I mean, I do. Don't get me wrong. Like we spoke about a couple of ladies that are, getting into the hype business, and it's still not the same because I mean, look at Dirty December for instance. Hands down, I don't think any female was a major headliner for any major show.
Well, I mean, shout outs to the female hype queens, hype queen Baddie, Nenny B, Shawls, MIA is she's like one of the younger ones and she's really good, really energetic. We did about 2-3 gigs together this December and she held her own. I'm always happy to bring people on because for me the more the merrier, because for me I get excited now that people see it as a profession. I remember then when I was fresh out of college and I started hyping, I think my first gig I got paid 20,000 naira. And people are looking like, are you sure you want to do this?
For the rest of your life.
You get me? Because, I mean, I come from a good family in Lagos. So my parents looking at me like, what are you really doing? But now everybody's like, okay, we see you.
Yeah, I get that.
So, I mean, for the females, it's a case of, and this happens in every industry in Nigeria, whether you're a DJ, you're an event planner, when your name gets bigger, right, the bigger the event, because you don't want to take a risk. You go with your tested and trusted person.
That's true.
Do you understand? But so most times, how it works is the guys who are just coming up, they're like, okay, you know what, you guys start the show and everything. If you're able to kill it, the people who are doing these shows are watching.
That makes sense.
Your time will eventually come.
So is it a matter of just, keep at it, keep doing it?
Just do it and make sure you kill every single show. Like, don't leave anything. Like, go out there and kill it.
You know what, Shody? I want us to try out, feel like, tell me like 1 or 2 things. Let's try out this hype thingy because we need to understand, like, first of all, the voice, your voice changes. It's like almost deeper and all of that. So we're going to take a quick break.
I have a deep voice. What are you talking about?
No, listen, I was telling Goya the same thing yesterday. Like, he goes, "Arr," and then he comes and like, oh, normal. And then you're having a conversation with me, but when you're hyping, you go like, oh, go. So we're going to take a quick break on the Rise 360 fam. When we get back to the show, Shody will be teaching us how to hype. Yes, stay with us. Welcome back to the show. I'm KACHI OFFIAH, and you are still on Arise 360. And we're talking about the hype business, which, if you haven't already heard, it's a big deal. So if you were thinking about it, if you were slipping on it, it's about time you stop. Shody's with me on the show, and we were just talking about, how branding is so essential. Because with a lot of hype, I'll be honest with you, Shody, every time I go to a concert and there's somebody killing it on stage, hyping, trust and believe I don't remember, like, I'm not even listening out for, oh, my name is, because the guy is just, and the thing is, you guys are not even always so particular to start telling us, okay, hi, my name is, I mean, you say that maybe at the beginning, but when you've been on stage like 3 hours hyping, obviously by the time the song gets in your head, the guy is telling you something and you're all feeling it, it's gonna leave. So how do you make people remember?
Okay, so for me, grand opening, grand closing. So like every time before I leave the stage, I always say my name. In between, there's some dance routines that I do where everybody's like encoring my name as well.
That wasn't so much fun.
Shody, Makba, Mina. Shody, so that's that. And in terms of branding, so like my moniker for this December is Big Engine, right? So like, who is this big guy that moves like he's 60 kg, right? And like that's just me. That's just who I am. I'm not trying to be anybody else. I'm not trying to jack anybody's style. I'm just doing me. Just come, do my thing, get on stage, rock with the crowd, study the crowd, give the crowd what they want, leave an impression, and bring up whoever A-lister is coming to shut down the show. All
right, so if there are possible hype, men or women watching the show right now, and they're probably just thinking, yo, I love this guy's energy, I love his vibe, I like the way he speaks, but my English is not as, clean as his. What do I need to do to at least just get a head start in this hype business? What will you say to them?
Okay, so first of all, I would say read a lot of books. Read a lot of books, actually. Like, your vocabulary has to be sharp. Stay in tune with what is going on social media, the music space, what is popping, what is not popping. If you can dance, make sure you update your dance steps. So why for me I can go on for 3 hours straight is because I've been creating my sets for over 10 years. So like I can always go back into something I used to do like 8 years ago, bring that out, join it with something that I just brought on newly. So that's why like it always looks like, yo, this guy really tired.
I know.
Do you understand? So there's that. Always make sure that you dress to impress whenever you go for an event. So I'll tell you something. If you don't spend at least 50% of what you get for doing that job on just your performance, you are not ready. Like that's just for me. Like I literally think like, yo, because this is my craft, it's something I love to do, so I would always reinvest in it. Maybe if it's what I'm wearing, if it's my microphone, if it's me bringing dancers, if it's me bringing the fire blowers, because I look at it that you guys paid to come watch a show. The least I can do is give you a good show.
Yeah, I get that.
So that's it. And don't try and act like you're someone else. Don't say, oh, because Shody has an accent, I must have an accent. No, this is me. This is who I am. I'm a hybrid. I can switch to Yankee boy. I can switch back to streets. That's it, because that's been my experience growing up. I'm a Lagosian, but like I'm exposed. So
yeah, I get that.
That's what it is. That's what makes me.
So real quick, looking forward to 2022, if you're gonna mention like 5 artists that you think will shape the year 2022, who will those artists be for you, Shody?
Oh wow, man, that's a tough question. I mean, obviously, Wiz, Bernard, David will definitely do their thing.
But they've been shaping over years. Can't that people shape 2022? Why does everybody keep saying that?
Because they are on another level. I mean, I was opportune to host like all 3, be a part of them, watch them, live. And I'm like, yo, these guys are on another level. From the way they perform with their live band or with their DJs, and just that aura. There's an aura of when you've arrived. And okay, yes, this guy's right. In terms of the new guys that are coming up, I think next year is going to be a very big year for Victoni.
Okay. That's
very special, very, very special.
That's Holy Father.
Yeah, he's got an amazing voice.
He does.
I'm such a huge fan. I've heard some of his stuff, and trust me, he's coming with that fire.
All right.
Let me see. For the females, I would say Ira Star.
That's what to look out for.
Yeah, Ira has an amazing voice as well. I've been opportunity to see her perform live, and she's got good management. So I know that they would definitely push her next year. So those are my 5.
Awesome. Well, Shody, I have definitely, I mean, not just me, I think everyone watching the show has gotten like a major masterclass. And I think so 2022, you're going to be seeing a lot of people saying, oh yeah, Shody did say this on Arise 360. So I'm going to keep that in mind. Thank you so much
for
joining us on Arise 360 today.